All right. How you guys doing? What's going on? How are you guys feeling? Let me take the glasses off. Hopefully you guys can see. And up in here, we have some new news about Justin Bieber. If you guys did not know, recently he was spotted out with his wife, the one that he unfollowed. Yes, he was just spotted out recently with her. And it's been a lot of things. People are saying that he was supposed to testify against Diddy. And people want to know what is going on. Why won't he testify? People are saying he has unfollowed Usher. He has unfollowed, I believe, his manager, someone close in his family, but he still followed Diddy. And a lot of people felt that was very strange. So I do have a video I would love for you guys to look at, to react to. Hope you all are doing well. If you guys can hear me, please press that 2. If you guys can hear me, press 2. Hey, how's it going, female Kevin Samuels? And I was really deciding, should I do this video or the other one with the Matt Barnes? I was so undecided. So I just went with Justin because he was trending today. Okay. All right. So I'm glad that you guys can hear me. And a lot of people feel like Justin Bieber mother has really sold him out because the protector of Justin is supposed to be his parents first. And Lord knows where his father was, but his mom, they're saying his mom knew, but then they say his mom was on those sugar boogers. But nonetheless, you're his mom, and she was being irresponsible on those sugar boogers and decided to sell her son out for fame. And that's how Diddy got a hold of him and did horrible things. It's alleged that Diddy essayed him continuously, and it was almost like a prostitution transaction because he would buy Justin these big cars, and these cars were so expensive. And I wonder, did Justin see his mom do that? Like, did Justin see his mom sell her body for those sugar boogers and thought this was a way of life? This is the way you get ahead? Because we know Diddy, his mom was a prostitute as well, and she sold herself for a lot of things. And that's why they said Diddy, that's why he's into so many freaky things, because he watched his mom prostitute herself out in front of him time and time again. So that really affected him. Hey, schoolboy, how you doing? And if you guys are in here, feel free to comment, when you're coming in, comment. All right. So I do have some photos up here I can put up. Make sure you guys like this video. We're trying to get those likes up. All right. So I have some photos here from Daily Mail. And this is Justin Bieber on his way out with his baby. You guys can see oh my God. What are they posting on social media? How do I get this girl off? I can't. How? Okay. Hold on. At the end, it's like this girl, she have no clothes on. It's so inappropriate. And I'm trying to get it off the screen so I won't get in trouble. Okay. Like, what is going on? All right. So I'm going to add it back up here. These are some photos of Justin recently, which was spotted today. And that is him and his wife that he recently unfollowed. And that is their baby. And everybody say he's kind of troubled, and you would think he'd be happy. I mean, he's a new father now. But these are some photos. A lot of people say he does not look like he's doing good at all. So I'm gonna go down here. This is more of Justin. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that he looks well, or do you guys think he does not look well at all? What are your thoughts? Like, what do you think? They took a lot of photos of him. Is this a photo shoot? Okay, so yeah, so many. And they do have different. Okay, so a lot of people saw these photos, and they felt that he looks angry here. I guess he does look angry. I don't know what was going on with him today. Um, that's her. Sorry to cough in the mic. But that is him. And a lot of people took this photo and was like, oh my goodness, like he's really going through it, you know? So prayers to Justin. I do have this video that I would love to watch with you. Okay, that looked like he's having a good time. But do you guys think that this is normal? You know, or do you think this is strange? You know, he got his tongue sticking out, and he's look like he's running outside. It could be normal. I mean, a lot of people that's in their young 20s do silly stuff like this. I don't know if he's gonna jump in a pool, or is he high? Was he on them sugar boogers? I don't know. You know, you just never know nowadays. So I'm gonna go here to the video in just 1 second. Hey, celebrity scandalous, how's it going? She said they messed Justin up. Yeah, that is what I'm hearing. Let's get these likes up. People are also saying they feel so sorry for Justin. Poor guy, they destroyed him. And you know, I thought he was going to church and I thought everything would be okay because wasn't he like with the pastor, and this pastor he was with was helping him. But did it help him or not? He seemed like he's doing a horrible job. A lot of people are saying shame on Justin. I mean Usher, because Usher has yet to speak out as well. So let me put this video up here and let's react to it. I have it here. Let's see.
Jay-Z and JLo, both involved in lawsuits connected to Diddy.
All right, so I'm going to start it back. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play it. Okay.
Justin Bieber has just unfollowed Usher, and with Jay-Z and JLo, both involved in lawsuits connected to Diddy, it looks like Usher might actually be next. Tapes of Usher at Diddy's freak-off parties, along with witness testimony that puts him at the scene of the alleged assault, have just come out. And Usher is scrambling.
But okay, I'm here, and there's a lot to cover. Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Something happened in the background, and people started noticing some things last year. In 2024, you guys will remember that Usher was tapped to perform at the Super Bowl. And people therefore assumed, because usually when you are tapped to perform the Super Bowl, you bring in all your hits, you call up all your homies. There's all of these guest surprises of people jumping on stage, and it's a trip down memory lane. So everyone was really hyped and assuming that Justin Bieber would be on the stage with him, especially because Justin Bieber went to this Super Bowl. So the signs were there. But then news began breaking that actually, no, Justin Bieber had snubbed him, that he had turned down Usher. People were wondering if this was true or just, usual rumor mill in the media. But then Usher confirmed it on the Breakfast Club. Kind of seemed like he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, that here I am the mentor and he turned me down. Here is what Usher said explaining that on the Breakfast Club.
Why didn't things work out with Justin Bieber?
You know what? They did work out with Justin. I honor and recognize that my brother, I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now. There's no love lost or anything like that.
Seems like he's struggling to find words there, doesn't it? He's saying, I think that maybe he's just trying to write a different story. What does that mean? I think that.
Yeah, when you look at Usher facial expression, it definitely looked like he is struggling to find his words. And also, it's like Usher and Justin Bieber, they know these rumors are going around, but yet neither one of them have came out to say, you guys, I have to be honest with you guys, none of this stuff is true. You know, they have yet to do so. And a lot of people want to know why is that. So people are saying it must be true, you know, because these are grown men. They can speak out about it, but they choose not to for whatever reason. And they're saying that Justin, he doesn't even want to talk to Usher. He doesn't want to talk to anybody that's in that industry, you know. So I'm going to fast forward here and I'm going to blow up the video so you guys can see Usher, his facial expression. All right.
Rumor mill in the media, but then Usher confirmed it on the Breakfast Club. Kind of seemed like he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, that here I am, the mentor, and he turned me down. Here is what Usher said explaining that on the Breakfast Club.
Why didn't things work out with Justin Bieber?
You know what? They did work out with Justin. You know, I honor and recognize that my brother, you know, you know, I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, you know, wanting to tell a different story right now. There's no love lost or anything like that.
Seems like he's struggling to find words there, doesn't it? He's saying, I think that maybe he's just trying to write a different story. What does that mean? I think that. You've been his mentor for decades. Shouldn't you know that? Almost decades, right? Shouldn't you know the reason why he didn't want to perform with you? Saying that he's trying to write a different story.
Usher signed Justin Bieber to his record company, LaFace Records, back when Justin was just 13 years old. At the time, Justin was a huge fan of Usher and wanted nothing more than to be mentored by him.
Wow. It's interesting how things change so fast, right? So Tammy, I would love to read her statement. Give me 1 second. She says, protect Justin. I don't blame him for cutting all those people off. And some people that don't know, they may say, well, why would you say that? It's because Usher knew the type of monster Diddy was, because Diddy essayed Usher when he was 12 or 13 years old. You have multiple bodyguards that was Diddy's bodyguard that worked with Usher that can confirm the incident where Usher was ran to the emergency room because of his back door had so many torn tissues back there, and they were saying it was from Diddy. And Diddy has a reputation of putting stuff in people's drinks and essaying them. It has been multiple men that have came out that have worked for Diddy that have said this, and it's also been multiple women that have came out and they have said the same thing. Now, some people may say, well, how long are these allegations going to go? Well, the trial is not going to be until like March, you know, so it's going to be a while. You know, you have to think of all these years and all the decades and the centuries, well, not centuries, but the decades that Diddy and Jay-Z has been doing horrible things to so many people. So they have so many victims lined up, and most of them haven't even came out because they're still afraid, you know? So this is going to be a long situation. All right, so I'm going to continue to play.
Now Justin Bieber has unfollowed Usher on Instagram, refused to perform with him on stage, and done basically everything he can to distance himself. According to fans, this is all because of what Usher did to Justin. The real reason Usher fought against Justin Timberlake to be able to sign Bieber was actually much darker, and we're going to talk about all of that today.
I am going to stop.
Thank you so much, Renee. I really appreciate that. That means so much to me. She donated $5. She looks so beautiful tonight. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I'm trying to calm it down. I ain't trying to get all ghetto today. Okay. People are saying, oh, you're so country. So I'm trying to keep it a little conservative. All right. So let's get back here. Thank you so much, Renee.
That, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you Island Def Jam recording artist Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin? That's right. That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in, covered it, and managed him, and got custody of him, and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
When Usher was just 14 years old, his mother sent him to Puffy Flavor Camp so Usher could be mentored by Diddy. Usher thought Diddy was going to teach him how to be a music artist, but in reality, Diddy never wanted to mentor Usher. In Usher's own words, he had to stop Diddy several times from exposing him to sexual material, and it was actually Sean Combs who had introduced him to sex. Why was 45-year-old Diddy teaching a 14-year-old to have sex? And why is Usher so reluctant to go back to Diddy?
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp
There you go.
to learn some... Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it's called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but there, hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place.
Wow. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Usher father and mother failed him? What are your thoughts about this? Would you allow your son or daughter to be with the millionaire like Diddy for nights on end, I guess, to push his career? And it's interesting because a lot of parents have done this. When you look at R. Kelly, a lot of his victims, the parents were okay with sending their kids off to R. Kelly. And it seemed like this happens often, with these parents. And it's sad because I feel like the parents have failed the kid, And Usher, looking back at it, he just said, he would never do that to his kids. Sorry. I'm still getting over a cold. Okay. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to continue to play.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't necessarily understand.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Smalls was there. Lil Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They ain't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all?
Shelly says that Justin and Usher is still under threats and paperwork. Shelly, I would love for you to hit that link and come up here and talk to us about this. What do you mean, Shelly, when you say that Justin and Usher is still under threats and paperwork? I have heard it, but we still don't understand everything about that, Shelly. So the link is at the top. Please hit that link. Come up down here on StreamYard and tell us more about this threats and this paperwork. Okay. All right. So we'll wait for your arrival. And if any of you guys want to come up here and speak about this, feel free to hit that link because we want to hear from you. We want to hear from the people. All right. So let's continue back here.
I mean, to keep you humble somewhat, or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I
Yeah.
actually stayed up longer than them.
Do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like, like a living. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to puppy camp?
Hell no.
Footage from when Usher was with Diddy and what Diddy was exposing Usher to has actually come out. And it's much worse than what you think. Look at this and imagine a 14-year-old between all these adults. This is what Usher was exposed to daily.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. You did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off goddamn plane. I should.
Off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause, but like that's how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early. Now
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid.
It's having a good time.
Usher was reportedly tired of what Diddy was doing to him and wanted to escape, so he used Justin as a replacement.
So what did you guys think about that link just then? I mean, that was a lot. That was so telling because Kevin Hart, he spotted it. He was like, you know what, Diddy, he's on some homosexual stuff tonight. And Diddy said, pause. Diddy said, no homo, to make people think that he's not a homosexual. That's what a lot of people do. Like they would say no homo, but they're really a homosexual, but they're just like closeted or whatever. And they would say pause, but they're the one that's DL. And you see a lot of these black guys do it. And honestly, those are the ones that's creeping with other men on the low, just like Diddy did. I mean, if you saw this clip, you constantly see him say pause. You constantly see him say no homo, but he's the biggest homosexual, you know? And Kevin was like, please don't sit next to me because he don't want it to be shown like he's a homosexual too. Like, I don't know if Kevin is a homosexual. I really don't care if he is a homosexual or not. I do remember seeing a clip of Shaq and Kevin Hart, and it was like Shaq was humping Kevin Hart. You know, it was like Kevin Hart was like a bottom, and I think Shaq was like a big police officer, and he was like humping him, you know? I don't know what that's about, but I guess they were just doing it for fun, I guess. But anyway, I just felt that this clip was so interesting. And then Kevin called him out on it. And Kevin was like, you know what? That was so stupid what you just did, Puffy. Like you are talking about you and Usher, wrestling over frosted flakes. Like Kevin spotted, he was like, that is so gay. That is so homosexual of you. And Diddy, I guess he was off drugs that night. I guess he's really off drugs. And maybe the more drugs he get, the more he feel like being a homosexual. Maybe do you think that like him doing drugs and practicing in homosexuality? Do you think it's like a connection there? I don't know. Because when he's on those drugs, he can't help himself and he wants a man. And then that's why a lot of people feel like this young Miami character, like she had to know, like Puffy was into all this stuff. But Little Rod even told us that she knew, but she's just lying. And did you guys hear it was like a rumor that he really wanted Young Miami's best gay friend, which is like Saucy Santana? I mean, I possibly believe it. It seemed like Diddy, he has no type as long as it's the man or as long as it has a hole, like he's down for it. So it's just heartbreaking because Diddy, they say that he has a lot of, what, like bumps, like everywhere. And he is just putting these young boys in harm's way. And he doesn't care because he doesn't care about anybody. And allegedly, they are saying that Usher has some of those bumps. I'm not saying that, but then didn't somebody sue Usher for because they said Usher gave them the bumps? Didn't that happen? But allegedly, I guess he got it from Diddy. But guess what? We have someone here, Malika. I'm gonna pull her up, and I want to hear what she has to say about this. Malika, are you ready? All right. I think Malika's ready. How are you, Malika?
Hi, Lexi. What's up, girl? I see what's
Oh my goodness.
I'm back in too.
I remember we did a commentary on Krishan.
Mm-hmm. For
Yeah.
sure.
Good to see you.
For sure. So, what I want to say about the whole Diddy thing. Okay, so what I really think, not for nothing, I don't know, but a lot of people been snitching on Diddy for a very long time. And let's talk about my girl Wendy Williams. Clock it. Wendy said it herself the first time that he is homosexual, that he do like things to people, and when he has those Diddy parties, he catch people in the act with certain things. This is why I think he's going down for this Rico shit. Not for nothing, excuse my language, but I think this is the reason why he's going down for this Rico stuff because it's now coming out, all those videos, and I think he messed around and got videos of the wrong politician because he was getting close with a lot of people. So now everybody's just sitting here going down on him. And when you said the commentary on him doing more drugs, let's really be sure. Like I'm gonna really just say it. I feel like everybody that be in the industry is on drugs. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I feel like they dabbled in drugs. If they're not heavy on it, they dabbled in it, and once upon a time they used to do it or whatever may happen. So excuse me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like they've been for a very long time doing that. So when it comes to Diddy, it's just that he had more power because he had his own record label. He got his own um uh like clout. He has his own clout. Then he has a lot of supporters. Then he knows high people in high places, and the reason why he got good connections with them is because those Diddy parties that people be thinking, be sitting there looking back past. When you used to have those Diddy parties back in the day, when he used to live around the corner from Hugh Hefner's house, yeah, let's talk about it. They used to be there. You think he never used to have ritzy white people up inside his house at some Diddy parties? If you ever seen those pictures, you'll see a few entertainers, and then you'll see a few like politicians, white people. You don't even know these damn people, white people name. You don't even know their name, but you know there's somebody in some type of fame, or there's somebody in some type of high, high status, to where yeah, there's somebody. And he found out now who he done crossed wrong because he has a lot of he blackmails, and it shows now. Like everybody used to say it. Wendy Williams used to say it too the most because that's how she got fired from Hot 97 because of him. So let's talk about it. We don't, you know what I mean? Like Diddy always been a homosexual. I don't care how many kids he got. He always had that type of side of him. And God rest her soul, his wife, when she was coming out, when they was divorcing, she was coming out with this whole book talking about like, the whole everything with him, dealing with him, and then all of a sudden she mysteriously passed away from pneumonia, or some type of illness that nobody knew about. And her book never magically came out because she was already in the gist of producing, publishing it. But for some reason, magically, it just didn't come out, or it's magically missing. Where's the book? I don't feel sorry for Diddy. I'm sorry. I do not feel sorry for that man. He had it coming. He crossed the wrong people. He crossed too many of the wrong people.
Yeah, that's what a person get when they're very prideful and they have such a big ego and they feel like they're God and they feel like they're untouchable. And then one day they just get touched.
And it's sad that his kids have to suffer. Bad enough they don't got a mother, but now they got to suffer without him. But he was already horrible as it is, so it's just like it was bound. The wrong thing he did was sit there and take their mother away from them. That was the wrong thing he did, but he did that so that she wouldn't be able to expose who he really is. And that's the truth. Cassie was saying it many a times. We seen it in that little girl face, and nobody never said nothing.
Right. Did you hear that Diddy still have something to do with Wendy Williams being in that conservatorship?
Yeah, yeah. I heard. I heard something like I didn't really hear anything, but I like read something on YouTube, like a little like reel, and I was just like watching and like what they were saying. But she had came out like recently and did an interview and restating what she said back in the 90s when she was talking about the whole, situation with Diddy. And she was like, yeah, that's good for him. I'm glad that he got locked up because I've been saying it for years. So for her to sit there and say that and reiterate that, and it sounds like she's at her right state of mind at that moment. All that we were seeing on Amazon, I think that's just a whole bunch of, you know, because they were sitting there drugging her. They was doing something. They doing something to her. The same thing that they did to Britney Spears, they doing to that girl. So doing to that woman. Because Britney Spears' father did it to her. That's why she looked like that. She act like that now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's sad. Anything else you wanted to say, Malika?
No, I just want to just set that straight, like set that right there, a tone for that. I don't know everybody in the comments feel how they feel on it, but what I was saying, I know y'all could clock it and say that I was saying that I'm saying the truth. Like,
Right.
peep it. And what's that lady name? She's like on every blog. What is her name? Jaguar, right? If y'all see any of those interviews from Jaguar, right? She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't saying no lies either. And she's exposing a few other people too as well. But in a sense, she wasn't saying no lies. Everybody used to think she was an Orlando Brown and she was really crazy. But she ain't crazy. She know exactly what she was talking about. Because she was there. She used to be there. So if that tell you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. She used to
What's
work.
really going on?
She used to work with Jay-Z.
Yes, and she used to be at those freak meat parties, Diddy parties. She used to
Mm.
be there, and she used to even state that she used to be there. So that's the reason why I take what she say. I take what she's saying a little bit serious, but not too serious. Because girl, you exposing, you sitting there. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. You sitting there exposing people and telling about how all these other people was doing things. But let's talk about you. What you was doing, because you was in those same parties too. Don't say nothing about no Jay-Z made you go there. You was in there messing around and having threesomes and orgies with bitches, and you was sitting there. And she said it in some of her interviews. So let's really talk about it. Let's talk about it. I believe what she say because she was there. She was amongst the fuckery. However, some of the stuff that she say it comes off a little off. But I believe what she said. But she stated it, and and now that he getting indicted with that Rico, Diddy getting indicted with the Rico, and they starting to pull Jay-Z too for questioning and all that stuff, and they pulling Beyonce. Beyonce, some reason got something to do with that or something like that. Yeah, I I believe that woman now. I believe what she said.
Do you think that Jay-Z is gonna go to jail?
No.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, I don't think he's gonna go to jail
Why?
because he was smart enough to back out from everybody a long time ago
Mm.
and
Well, you
always make sure he's at certain parties, and Diddy parties is not one of them.
got it. So you hear his name often in the news, you know?
Hmm.
He's going on trial, I believe, in a couple of weeks. So how do you feel about that? You still feel like he's not going to,
I don't think he's gonna go to jail. I think he's going to trial to. He's going to trial because it's a RICO, so they got to investigate everyone, right? I don't think he's gonna get hit with time though. I think he's just gonna be questioned for an incident or whatever they found on video or taping.
a witness, and she has come forward and said that Sean Carter was the one that essayed her with Diddy.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's so
I didn't
much.
even know it was no, I didn't even know it was a witness that came up. I know he was getting pulled in for questioning and he had to go and I guess basically represent or testify for the RICO, but I didn't know it's because a witness stated that he said that. So when it come down to that, that kind of changed perspectives on things in a
Yeah.
sense. In a sense, because if they don't have the video footage, because remember, Diddy got rid of all that shit from when they sat there and they did that raid on him. I think he was ready for that raid. He been new. So, because they didn't really find anything. Like, they can't tell us what they found. They just sitting there saying they're going to put him down for a RICO because of a few people that testified and witnessed or said something. And a few interviews that goes on.
Well, they said they did find stuff. You actually have people in the dark web that was selling parts of it, and you had celebrities that was trying to buy the tapes out so it won't hit. And they did say that the feds they did take like security cameras and different cameras around, but they just haven't released it, and they don't want to tell the public everything that they know. So that's what I heard, and
I think that's a bluff. For some reason, I feel like it's a bluff because, in a sense, that means he would have just got indicted. And every single person that they found the information on or the video coverage on, they would have got indicted too. All of them would have got indicted already. They just getting pulled in for questioning and stuff because they're trying to hit Diddy with this RICO. And not for nothing, I ain't gonna hold you. I really do feel like it's because also as well because he owns Revolt. It plays a part because it gives me Cosby too. Because when Cosby sat there and did that contract to buy CBS, all of a sudden, all these females are sitting there saying that she tried to make him suck his pudding pop, and he tried to make her suck his pudding pop, and she was sitting there putting drinks in her champagne, Rick and Roofie in her champagne and shit. So I don't know. I don't believe that they're gonna get indicted. Like right now, he in jail, but I don't think he's gonna do a long bid for that.
Mm.
I don't think he's gonna do a long bid for that, and I don't think Jay-Z gonna get caught up in it either.
Well,
Because if you know all of this, if y'all know all of this, that means y'all supposed to be indicting people. There should be nobody coming in for no trial, no questioning, no nothing. It's because you really don't got nothing and you're trying to find something. And the more people that come out and speak, the more you could be able to sit there and try to find a way to sit there and flip it and pin something on. Because I really do highly believe that mean that when they did them raids to that man's house, all his houses, they did not find nothing. They did not find nothing. If they found something, it was from a few months or a year, 2 years, 3 years. I doubt they found anything old tapes from the 90s. I doubt it. Highly.
so why do you think he's in jail now?
Because of the claims of him with the baby oil and him sitting there with the whole Cassie thing. Because I feel like the whole everything exploded because of him and Cassie going into court and having that when she sat there and she sued him for sexual harassment, her career being messed up and everything. Like basically just, sued him. So I feel like from there is the reason why, okay, all of this is the reason now all of a sudden, yeah, he been a SAer or he been a sexual predator for a very long time. Now they pulling out all this stuff. Plus other things too. Like when they don't want black people to have certain things. So if he had revolt, if he said that he owns revolt, you feel me? They're gonna figure out a way, especially if he ain't paying, they're gonna figure out a way on how to get him. You know? They don't want black people to win. Not at all. And as soon as you see a black person with some type of stature get to a certain point, that's when certain things start happening all of a sudden randomly.
Hmm.
Things that been was spoken about now, people want to indict. It took you 10, 20 years to indict this man over him sexually harassing and abusing people.
Hmm.
20 years, 20 plus years. He been doing this since the 90s, right? Late 80s, 90s. He been doing this.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time. And,
Why now?
I think it has to do with Cassie, speaking up. And
That's what I'm saying. It's all because of that whole trial that he had with Cassie. So now they're making it look like he's a horrible person. And then that footage that had came out with him in the hotel dragging Cassie back to the hotel room. So that right there plays just like, yeah, he's abusive, he's a sexual predator, he was drugging her, and all this other stuff. I can't say that he wasn't drugging her, but she's her own. She's a grown woman. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
but
you know what I mean? I
she
understand she's young. She may have been naive, but if you knew something wasn't right, I don't know why you didn't been call somebody or like been try to get up out of there from a long time. Why you waited so long? There's many
because
a times you could have found the way to run.
she was afraid, and did he have connections with police, and he would threaten to find her. He knows where her mom is, her family is, and he sees people as property, like he feels like she belongs to him, like he's so possessive, and she was afraid. She met him at a very young age. She was very impressionable, and he pretty much got in her mind and kind of brainwashed her. And just thank goodness that she broke out of it. It took her a long time, and some people
Hmm.
didn't even get out of the brainwashing, but she got out of it, helped through her boyfriend, and now she's fighting back.
Yeah, I understood, but I'm like that played a part of his whole Rico thing. That really did play a part of his whole Rico thing, and also things that he already got established. So, like I said, I feel like once he owned Revolt, every time he turned around, it was always something. Like then his like when he ended up owning Revolt, then his wife ended up dying. They sitting there saying she mysteriously died. It had something to do with her because of her book that she was bringing out. It's just like a series of things. So it's just like you don't know what to believe, and you listen to the listen to everything, but then it's just like I do believe that he was like sexually harassing young girls. I do. Off the gist of the fact that majority of the women that was under Bad Boy, they were like under the age of 18. Little Kim was like 16. She became a millionaire when she turned 18. So, so I can't say, yeah, the industry do have a thing where they do take young women and they do, manipulate and take advantage of them. It's just like you just don't know what to believe. And then when so much stuff done go down, I just don't understand why they waited this long to sit there and indict them. Because when OJ Simpson did when they claimed that he did what he did, they put that man in prison like 2.5. You know what I mean? They sat there and went to trial with that man in 2.5 seconds. Understandable, it's a murder, but sex trafficking is just as worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like, why
I
nobody indicted him then?
I think everything is different. It's a different time. You're dealing with different judges. You're different dealing with different lawyers, different attorneys, different victims.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have a different outcome. I don't think everything is pretty much the same like the next person, you know? So it took her A long time. You said, why did it take her a long time? Because she didn't have the strength. She needed someone to help her to gain the strength to speak out. It's very hard for a lot of victims to speak out against a person that have done so many horrible things with them, and they have so much of this crazy experience. Sometimes I feel like it's their fault. So they have to get out of that mindset as well. It's very hard, for a lot of those victims, and it takes time. Like I said, some victims, they don't even get to speak their truth because they end up dying. Some people just keep those secrets bottled up inside them and they don't tell their soul. And some, it takes a while for them to really have that strength to speak out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I could agree to that. I can't relate because I haven't been in any of those type of situations, but I do have friends that have. So yeah, I get you on that part. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. I think another question is like, why would Diddy do it? Like, I think more people don't ask that. Like, and he continues to do it, like all those years. It wasn't like he did it once and then he had conviction. It was like, oh my goodness, I'm a horrible person. I shouldn't do this. But he constantly do it to multiple people. I mean, he was abusive towards men as well, not just women.
And that's the part that throws me off too. That's how I know it's like he messed around at that Diddy party and messed with the wrong person. Where they was like, yeah, we want to indict you at this point because him abusing man. I heard. All right, so I seen a few interviews with Fabulous. It used to be Fabulous, Jadakiss, um, like all the old hip hop rappers or whatever the case may be. The originals. So in a sense, it's like I remember seeing an interview at 50 Cent. There we go. I remember seeing an interview where they all was like sitting in a room and Diddy said something to, I guess it was to Fabulous, like, oh, why you don't party with me no more? Like how we used to party, you don't party with me no more type stuff. And Fab just looked at him and didn't say anything to him. But 50 was the main one that sit there and said, like, oh, yo, Diddy is gay. He likes men. Like, how many times people used to have to tell him that he's not on that, they not with that, or trying to be like that, and then next thing you know, your career goes to the garbage because he's sitting there telling people not to work with you and all type of crazy stuff. So that's why some people did, I guess, because of the power he held. But I don't know. It's like, oh, that right there, the whole thing with him is just crazy to me. The whole thing.
Well, he also got physical with Wale and also Little Ride, you
I
know,
didn't hear that. I didn't hear that on YouTube.
about Little Ride.
No, I didn't hear that.
He has a whole lawsuit against Diddy. He's a music producer. He worked for
Yeah.
yeah.
And he has a lawsuit on Diddy for him being harassed.
Yes.
Wow.
Diddy essayed him. He did so many horrible things to him. I mean, it was a laundry list. And also Wale. I mean, they say he put pause on Wale. He was known.
Yeah. I heard about Wale getting into a fight with Diddy before. That's why one minute you seen Wale and the next minute you don't see him no more because he fought Diddy. I
Well,
remember that. I remember hearing about that.
I've never heard of Wale actually contacting his hands on Diddy. It was just one sided from what I heard.
Nah, I remember hearing like a while back that he got into a fight. Like him and Diddy got into a fight. That's why his career is fucked up now because he got to that fight with Diddy.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
they claim. Because you don't hear Wale like that. You only hear like two songs from Wale. I don't know no other song, no album, no nothing.
Yeah, but I don't think that Wale touched that guy. I think that Diddy put pause on him and people just say it was a fight. But I don't think Wale touched him.
That's crazy. You teaching me something new, Messy. I ain't even know.
Yeah.
Didn't even know.
Yeah. So, Jay-Z and Diddy, they were known to be close friends, even though Jay-Z recently lied. I got Shelly here. Hey, Shelly, I'm going to add you up here because I can't wait to hear what you have to say as well. But, Jay-Z told his lawyer that him and Diddy was just business partners, but that was a big lie. So right now, the federal judge is seeing Jay-Z as a liar because he's lying about so many things, and it seems like he's kind of losing. Hey, Shelly, how are you?
Hey, blessed New Year to
Okay.
you.
Hey, happy
That's
New
New
Year.
Year.
Yeah, and to the young lady.
Hi,
Hmm,
Happy New Year. Hi.
blessed New Year. Yeah, girl, it's a lot going on. I've been stuck out in Cali a whole month.
Oh,
I'm in Cali. But yeah, when you asked that question, you asked about Justin and why they not talking. You remember, well, you might not, but Usher had it all set up through the contract with Diddy because Diddy been wanting Justin for a long time. You know he's sick. So he had Usher sign paperwork over to him, and he gave Usher a piece of Justin's earnings. So in that contract, it always state what you can say and what you can't speak on. Diddy is a sick
Mm.
man. He had that these people couldn't even talk about him till after he was dead 20 years. But anytime it's legal and it's feds, you can't hold people to a lot, but it's a lot that Justin and Usher is held. And then it was also threats against their people. I remember they said Diddy loved to put out a hit. I remember back some they said he was going to take out Usher's mother when she came demanding.
Mm.
Uh, oh yeah, it was a rumor. Oh yeah, it was a rumor back when all this was going on with Usher that he was going, even though he paid that money. All right, when what he did to Usher and that hospital situation, they've been saying he had threatened because he take out. It's going to come out, but Diddy don't took out plenty of people. He done had his goons threaten people to the point where they not going to talk or threaten their people. He done had them poison. Even his bodyguards was doing it. The bodyguards, who you think drugged Wendy Williams?
Now, when she said that, it was one of the bodyguards that sat there and exposed Diddy sitting there sleeping with Meek Mills. I don't know if you
And
ever seen that interview once upon a time,
oh yeah,
but they did
and that's
have it the
why.
audio up. I remember seeing that interview back then.
Shelly, are you there?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I could hear the. I could hear it. Looked like it went out a little bit when the young lady was talking.
No. Oh, well, yeah, I can hear now. I mean, I didn't go out, but maybe on your side.
Yeah, it probably went out because the young lady was talking, and then, the devil don't want us to talk. Every time we start telling the truth, he mess with the audio.
Mm.
Is the young lady still talking?
Yeah, no, she's
No.
not. She's listening like I am. She was talking about Diddy and Meek Mills, I guess, being a couple.
Yeah. Now the situation with Justin and the church, Diddy is so dirty. You know that church Justin went to lay his burdens down. That church was connected to TD Jake's friend, the white man. So he really wasn't getting the help he need. The church man was coming on to him.
Mm,
That's
mm,
why he's so messed up. But they controlled these artists with the drugs. Now they didn't really have to do that with Usher because Usher had something big on Diddy. Remember when he sent him to the hospital? So he
right.
didn't have to drug Usher because that was sealed already. But the young people that was coming behind him and the young ladies, he had already set up those parties. And he already set up to drug them. And people need to understand because I know they say, well, oh, they lying on Diddy. They don't understand this been going on past 20 years. All they gotta do is do their research. And Diddy, yes, this young lady the other day was sympathizing with him, saying, well, somebody did it to him. Okay, somebody might have done it to him. And I mean, of course, we heard the stories, it was done to him. But at some point, you know, why wouldn't you get the help? Why would you deep digger and mess up all these lives? That's why people don't have sympathy for him. Because he had all these years. And then he turned into even worse monster by starting to shut people's mouths and taking them out of here. So then he became a serial, murderer.
Ooh.
So it goes a lot deeper. Oh yeah. He got bodies. People don't believe this, but he has bodies. And as far as Jay will, Jay will go to jail, but it's not gonna be right now. It's not gonna be right now, but it's gonna be some years here where Jay is gonna go. You know why? Because they all tied into Lucian Grain and all those white freaks that kept this type of thing going on. This is where it all comes from. That he get ready to pass away. What's that? The one with Lucian Grain. That
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis that took out Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he walking around now like he can't see or hear and all this when they ask him questions. He's stumbling all over stuff and acting like, he's got that old timers or whatever they call it. But he's still gonna get what's coming to him.
Yeah.
It's just like that Quincy, what he did to Tevin Campbell and got Will Smith butt all tied up. This thing goes through the industry, but Diddy getting just what he deserved. And they could still take up for him and say, oh, he didn't do it. Where's the proof? Honey, they have the proof. They don't play. He was filming everybody and they was filming him. And that drug mural guy, the goofy looking white dude that they got, they got him in custody. He done told everything on Diddy. He wasn't about to take no rap for Diddy. Child, he done told a friend, he done told a phone, he done told everybody on Diddy. Mm-hmm. So when the case comes, y'all just watch what happens in April or May. When this case come up, if he even survive it, because I was hearing things behind the scene, what's going on with Diddy in jail. Now, I'm not saying they're going to murk him, but how about this? Nobody ever seen Epstein body. And you probably never see Diddy body. They probably send him to an island where the dude is because he got so much on people. Who knows? We can't believe everything that they tell us behind the scene. What's going on right now. But I do believe he gonna either disappear, but they gonna do something with him because of all. Now I'm out in California right now. Those fires, whether people want to believe it or not, was a part of the cover-up. Yes. I've been talking to people out here. Okay. I went on the scene where they had the rubbish because I do have 2 friends out here. And I'm going to tell you something. The government been lying to everybody. That's all they do is lie. All this stuff you see going on right now is a cover-up. Even with the planes that went down and all this crashing and all this stuff going on. So people just keep your eyes open, pray for your family, tell them you love them, but we is in for it. Unless some of us blessed to move to an island while they do this World War III stuff, we is in for it. Because the evil has taken over the earth. But Diddy done everything they said he done. He done it proudly. Those drugs controlled him and he kept taking them and he kept wanting to get higher and higher. Yeah. Now, God bless Wendy. She survived it so far. Wendy was telling the truth all the time. People hated her because she was telling the truth, but that's just who she was. She don't believe in all that hiding and phony stuff. She even told you she knew her husband had that mistress for 20 years. She knew. Mm-hmm. But Wendy was playing checkers. Then she stepped up and started playing chess. So now, if she ever get from under that conservatorship, because they done took out money trying to help her get from under that. Oh my God. She's gonna be at that trial and it's gonna be over. She gonna be sitting there looking at Diddy because I think she know now what happened to her.
Yeah.
And you know, he went on her show and he had those boys in the background. And remember when they used to bring her that tea? They was bringing her that tea when she would sit there in her chair and sip that tea. Honey, they poisoned Wendy.
That's what I heard too.
Oh yeah, they did it. And that little white heifer that used to be next to her couldn't stand her. She might have helped them. I think her name is Joanne. That little white heifer that used to pump her show up with her. Honey, it's some sneaky snakes in this business. You have to watch your back. I used to hang out with some folks and they used to try and offer me money to do stuff. But I just was raised different. I always had a heart. And they used to say, that's why you broke now, because you got a heart. I said, honey, it's more to this story than that. I'll keep my heart. I'm not going to worry about this stuff that these low down dirty people doing. And I get love. I'd rather love than that money. That love will keep you and people will watch out for you. But when you start dipping with those dirty people, let me tell you, money ain't going to save your behind. Diddy ain't never thought he was going to be in jail. You understand me?
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, I could do anything I want. And they allowed him to do it. But guess what, G? They was roping him. They gave him enough rope till he hung himself. And that's what happened with black men when they get power and money. They disrespect everybody. They disrespect their family, their wife, lover, whatever. Everybody is beneath them when they get that power. I ain't seen a black man yet that knew how to handle that power without, I guess, just disrespect. I don't know. Y'all know one? Y'all know any black men out there? Because I'm going to tell you something. They said Denzel went and got baptized because his stuff about to come out.
Ooh.
That little Allie Carter girl that said Denzel done been at the parties with nothing but his socks on. And you know, we all love Denzel and thought he was, you know, just one of the decent ones. But, you know, they're younger. I think Denzel did all this when he was younger. So now he want to go to the church and lay his burdens down. Hey, he still got a chance. But when all this come out, what's going to happen to him?
What's going to
happen? Because they seem to be coming for everybody that was at those parties.
Yeah.
But you know, you look good though.
Oh, girl, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I just had to yell at, I said, let me yell at Gigi for a minute because, you know, I can't do nothing today. They got me trapped in the motel.
I'm glad you yelled at me. I said, I'm glad you yelled at me. I'll be thinking about you and I'll be wondering how you're doing.
Yeah, girl, I was fighting the powers that. Now, don't get me wrong. Remember how we be talking and folks was trying to come at me and come, but see, I'm cut from a different cloth. So they tried to get at me. I don't remember. I remember I told you and Rashida, they tried to get at me saying that I can't say anything or what I want to say. And I told them the same thing Jag said. I believe in the man upstairs protection. And so I'm not worrying about y'all. Y'all want to come. Stuff that we say is ridiculous. What is this country? Freedom of speech. So I say whatever. I don't care. But people was coming, talk about we gonna do this, we gonna do that. I said, well, you go on and do it because I got a few things I can do. They don't understand. I've been through the war, honey. I done done it all. So, but anyway, I just moved. They don't know how I move. I'm out in Cali right now. Niggas be like, hey, oh, I'm sorry. Nick, what we saying? Ninjas. I'm sorry, G. You know, we used to let it rip. But anyway, I'm glad. I think you getting up to 600,000. I always be praying for you. Oh, I said, let Gigi fly as high as she could fly. You deserve it. And don't let them haters talk trash, because you know who you are.
Yeah.
Don't folks love you out there. But yeah, I just said, let me holler at you because I couldn't get out the room today. California. What you say, babe?
I'm glad you did. You're always welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off because I know folks want to talk to you. But take care, and I'm gonna be listening.
All right. Thank you, Shelly Boo. And Shelly,
All right.
IG,
Uh-huh.
me on my IG. My
Oh
Instagram.
yeah, I meant to tell you. I got a new phone. I'm gonna give you that number. Nobody got that number yet.
Okay,
I'm gonna put it in your IG.
yeah.
That's what I've been waiting for. I didn't want to give you this number because the hound dogs be on here making threats. So I'm gonna give you a brand new number just for you. Because I don't care. I can handle those hound dogs. But I'm gonna hit on your IG and give you that brand new number. Nobody got it. Because I got 5 phones.
Okay.
I be undercover girl.
Yeah.
All right, G. Love you much.
Love you too, baby. All right, that was Shelly Boo, y'all. We got the old gang. All we waiting for is Rashida. It's like, I'm kidding. But yeah, so we're here talking about Justin, Diddy, Jay-Z. Thank you, Malika, for calling in. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Shelly, for calling in. I really appreciate that. Anybody that want to call in, the link is at the top. If you want to say something. Don, I see you in here. Don says, I just don't repeat stuff I've heard publicly. Considering everything I know, too many liars are online not spreading the truth. Well, Don, Diddy has been spreading a whole bunch of lies, and you guys have allowed him just to sit up there and just lie and manipulate any and everybody. So you guys have let Jay-Z done the same thing. And, you can't prove. We just have to wait to the court of law, It seemed like, Don, you're very hurt about this. I don't know if you have a close relationship with Diddy, but he have done a horrible things to a lot of people, Don. So a lot of people just not buying it, Don, Don, you mad? You can stay mad, but people are not buying it, Don. Don said he's not hurt. Well, Don, you seem hurt. Press 2 in the comment section if Don seemed very hurt by the things that he's hearing about Diddy, And this is coming from reputable, certified news coverage. CNN is reporting this, Fox News is reporting this, the Daily Mail. The list goes on. It's just not nothing that YouTubers are talking about, Don. People don't care about the victims anymore. Well, the victims are speaking out and they're testifying against Diddy and Jay-Z. They have a list of victims. So, that's that. Well, Don, I gave you some attention. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for liking this video. Continue to like this video. I really appreciate this. And while I have you guys here, what are some topics that you guys would like me to cover tomorrow? Don, if you don't like me talking about this, Don, what topic would you rather for me to talk about? Give us some ideas, Don. Don said, I'm old and used to hang with Blue Contrail. I'm not new to the scene. Well, Don, whether you're old or new, I don't think that has anything to do with Diddy is a horrible person and he has a whole bunch of victims. The victims don't want attention. They want money. Well, Julius, if some victims want money, then that's their right. They have a right to decide to say, hey, him going to jail is not going to do them any good, but they want money. Some victims want money. So I'm not going to shame those victims that want money. If they want money, they want money, What about Whitney Houston? Yes, so tragic. And when you talk about Whitney Houston, do you know the person that comes to my mind? That's Ray J. If you've seen Ray J lately, haven't Ray J seem like he's on that stuff? Recently he was in a situation with Sukiyana, telling the whole world that Sukiyana cat stinks. Ray J, he's just moving reckless and bad out here, and it's just troubling. And everybody knows he know what happened to Whitney Houston. According to Jack, he has some involvement with it, The downfall of Diddy documentary. Have you guys saw that? Press 4 if you've seen that. Many more told about Diddy, many victims. I'm sure it is. And I'm sure so many victims that didn't even make it on that tape still have something to say and they haven't. They're scared to say it, or, they're just not going to say it. But it's plenty of Diddy victims out here. He victimized a lot of people. He's a horrible person. He had told Ras B to be quiet because Diddy told him to. Yeah. Ras B has been quiet lately, hasn't he? I need to watch the downfall of Diddy. It's a lot of horrible people in Hollywood that are getting away. You're not supposed to talk about the Jews. So, Gigi, I can't get caught up in the Diddy stuff. Well, Don, don't get caught up. I'm not trying to force you to do anything, Don, Whew. So anyway, Don, you still didn't tell me, if you don't want me to talk about the Diddy stuff, what topics would you want me to cover? Don, you're still not giving me any topics. Okay. Thank you, Marcus. Okay. So let's continue on. Anything else? I guess I will continue to play. Do you guys want me to continue to play the video? If you guys want me to continue to play the video, please press 5. Okay. So I can see you guys in the comment section. If you guys want me to continue to play this video. Don, why do you want me to talk about politics? Politics is not good for gossip. I'm a gossip site, It's called the messy sweet spot. I don't want to talk about politics, Don. Okay, so let's go here. You got to give me something gossip. All right, so I'm going to play the video. Here we go.
To actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's the richest in the world.
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid. It's having a good time.
Usher was reportedly tired of what Diddy was doing to him and wanted to escape, so he used Justin as a replacement. Usher signed Justin Bieber and handed over legal guardianship of Justin Bieber to Diddy. Usher knew what kind of man Diddy was, and in his own words, he would never have sent his own child to stay with Diddy, but he still sent Justin anyway. For Usher, sexual abuse had been normalized, and it's something that he had to face too when he was a young artist.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure. 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark, but I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully learn from it.
Well, for me, music comes from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it comes from this youthful naivety and this desire to escape something. And then you get out there in front of the world, and then it comes from a place of wanting more of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, Like, I just want people to understand, like, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems. So, yeah, thank you for being here and helping me tell that story. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important the story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
Sources close to Diddy have all verified these claims for years. Gene Deal, Diddy's bodyguard, even remembers seeing Diddy sexually harass Usher. There were even reports in the music industry that Diddy's sexual abuse had sent Usher to the hospital. Medical records of this case were scrubbed because of Diddy, but apparently this was common knowledge back then. In exchange for sexual favors, Diddy would help Usher's career grow.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executives from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that. And they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
Where did you hear it?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that. And then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in the mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Officers who raided Diddy's Miami mansion have talked about how baby oil is actually just the tip of the iceberg compared to what they found inside. Allegedly, there was clear evidence, apart from the tapes, that showed Diddy to be complicit in child sexual abuse. Some officers have even gone as far as to say that at this point, Diddy's only option is to plead guilty and cooperate. The evidence found inside his mansion makes him look worse than Jeffrey Epstein, and there's a reason why the government decided to raid Diddy's mansion the way they did. According to the officers, Diddy's mansion had rooms that were made for the sole purpose of rape, and Diddy is worse than Epstein. Once Diddy's trial starts, all of this information will be revealed, and Diddy is going down.
For years, P. Diddy's gotten a hall pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases, that's not the place you want to be in federal court. 90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
Now, Brian, one of the DHS agents involved in this raid on his Miami mansion described what he saw inside the house, saying that, in my opinion, he's as bad as Epstein. These women are young, either barely legal or barely illegal. Brian, this sounds like he was a monster.
Yeah, Laura, I will tell you that this indictment was very detailed, by the way, too. Your viewers should know there were over 300 subpoenas served, over 50 witnesses interviewed. Why is that important? Because the federal prosecutors aren't going to be leveling an indictment like this unless they have ammunition and they have cause to bring it. And the core issue at this case, which the feds have to prove, which it's looking like they can, is that P. Diddy essentially controlled these women, that he threatened them, with stopping the money that he was paying them, that he spiked their drinks with drugs. That's been alleged in the indictment. And that he basically told them, I'm going to ruin your life unless you engage in these freak-offs. And that's really what the prosecutor's got to prove. And if you've got some victims coming forward to talk about that, you've got financial records that prove that, travel itinerary that proves that, P. Diddy has very little defense. And I got to tell you, Laura, if this guy wants to fight these charges, he's going to have to step up and walk into a courtroom and talk about it. If he doesn't testify in this case, he is dead on arrival.
Well, who else is on these tapes? I mean, will the tapes ever see the light of day? I mean, that's what everybody's talking about. Who else is there? It's like with the Epstein, his pleasure island. Who else? Who went? Who was there? What's the manifest? But Brian, chances 1 being least likely, 10 being most likely. Will we learn of other celebrities that were at these freak-offs?
Yeah, I think you've got an 8 or a 9 for a likelihood you're going to hear about it. Why? Because there are going to be more indictments coming down, Laura. That's an important point here because he's being charged with racketeering and conspiracy. You're going to have, well, let's start on the inner circle. You're going to have former bodyguards. You're going to possibly have former musicians that he was with. You've got personal assistants that are going to be, they're already talking about this. Some of those are likely to be charged. And then guess what? If you've got some music moguls that are sending women over to these alleged freak-offs, then you've got some top people that are going to start crumbling too, because they're all part of what's called this criminal enterprise.
The rumors that Diddy was not involved in child abuse is unbelievable. According to Gene Deal, where there's smoke, there's fire. Gene Deal is hinting at the fact that there's a reason why everyone in the industry has heard the same story regarding Usher.
This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He's lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, than have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of like suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of allegations.
Same way they made allegations about Usher. Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? There's reasoning behind all this. So where there's smoke, there's fire, Ken. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam, and the kid said after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day. The kid who wanted to be an artist in the music business, all of a sudden to start getting high and drinking and drugging, popping pills and smoking. The kid to do that.
I mean, usually trauma.
Or a Diddy party.
things aren't going all that great for Diddy's other associates, too. Jennifer Lopez has just been named as a material witness in a sexual assault lawsuit that claims Jennifer Lopez has video footage of Diddy raping people, but she failed to do anything about it. In his lawsuit, alleged victim Cardello Smith claims that Diddy raped him in 1997 during a party at a Holiday Inn in Detroit, where Cardello was a bartender. Cardello has named Jennifer Lopez a material witness in this case, and according to Cardello, Diddy recorded the alleged sexual assault, and JLo was shown the footage.
But going back to Cardello Smith's filing, his notice says that Jennifer Lynn Lopez, aka JLo, aka Jenny from the Block, quote, will be called as a material witness and expert to Sean Combs' viewing, possession, and distribution of his sexual assault upon the plaintiff in 1997 and the orders of defendant Sean Combs forcing Jennifer Lopez to remain silent about the videotaped sexual assault of plaintiff by defendant. Plaintiff states that the material witness Jennifer Lynn Lopez, also known as JLo and Jenny from the Block, was engaged in a relationship with the defendant Sean Combs during 1999 and 2001, and that the sexual assault of the plaintiff was recorded, distributed, and held by the defendant at his New York residence and recording studio. And during the relationship with Jennifer Lopez, she was made privy to this video that was taken by Sean Combs and his employee Kirk Burrows. She, JLo, has known this video existed and was in existence and took no action to make it known to anyone in law enforcement, and that she was even questioned by New York Police Detective Derek Palmer about this matter, and that the report will show that her answers to this tape was and still remains a resounding yes to its existence. And again, Cardello Smith writes that he wants to call Officer Derek Palmer as a witness because he says Palmer is the one who questioned Lopez and believes that he will have testimony that could help his case. As I mentioned, Diddy's legal team has called for this entire case to be thrown out. Cardello Smith has filed a massive response to that request that totaled more than 200 pages. Probably half of it was just straight up copies of case law that seems to support his arguments word for word. It's something out of like a legal textbook. There's so much to slog through, but I kind of want to give you some of the highlights. So first, in addition to the claims of rape and a cover-up, Cardello Smith also claims and alleges that Combs was violent towards his loved ones. At times, Cardello Smith addresses alleged threats against his family. Other times, he says Combs actually caused serious injuries to his brother. His response reads, defendant used threats of murder to force the plaintiff to not bring the case to any court of law enforcement until the homes of the defendant were raided by Homeland Security, that the plaintiff knew it was a safe time to bring the case, and that is why we are here at this juncture. And Cardello Smith argued that fear for his own safety and the safety of his family is one of the main reasons that he waited so long to report the alleged rape, and says that that reason alone should override any issue with the statute of limitations, that these claims might be otherwise be time barred. And he also argues that while he's been in prison, fellow inmates and prison guards have threatened him on behalf of Sean Combs.
Jay-Z has recently also come under fire after it was revealed that his legal team was actually involved in pressuring and bribing key witnesses. Lawyers from Jay-Z's team showed up to the houses of victims dressed as FBI agents and even flashed fake badges. These victims were later bribed with $10,000 and asked to sue the person bringing the case against Diddy. There are video clips and even voice memos that incriminate these people. And much like Diddy, it looks like time is up for Jay-Z, JLo, and Usher too.
While maintaining he'd let the matter settle itself in court. But now in a new lawsuit, a Texas man is claiming Jay-Z's lawyers are bribing people to sue Busby and his law firm. This 13-page lawsuit was filed on January 3rd in Harris County, Texas, and the plaintiff in the filing is being represented by none other than Busby's law firm, who filed the suit on his behalf. Now, Jose Maldonado, who is the plaintiff in this suit, is suing Jay-Z's attorneys and his company, Rock Nation, but not Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z himself. According to the lawsuit, the defendants in this suit are Marcy Bryan Croft, her law firm MJ Legal, Rock Nation, and the law firm who is representing Jay-Z, Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan. They allege the defendants conspired to obstruct justice by engaging in shadowy operatives to illegally get more than 24 current and former clients of Busby law firm to turn around and sue them. The suit claims Rock Nation is financing this alleged effort, while attorneys Marcy Croft and the law firm Quinn Emanuel are orchestrating this whole thing. According to the suit, the defendants' agents were pretending to work for the state of Texas and allegedly flashed fake badges, which the suit says wasn't very smart or careful, but also illegal. The suit states the defendant's agents offered as much as 10 grand to a former client to sue the Busby law firm, but the so-called agents were allegedly caught on audio tape red-handed. The suit claims attorney Marcy Croft, who is a lawyer but also a member of Team Rock, was orchestrating that whole effort. Then in another recording, those agents were describing in great detail the alleged criminal conspiracy. The suit claims they went so far to admit the lawsuits would be reported in the press, and some former clients already accepted money to join that alleged effort.
I just want to stop right there just to even show that it's so many reports, it's so many news reports. This is nothing that YouTubers are just grabbing to make up something just to make up headlines. This is actually moving in real time. This is really going down. Like I told you guys before, Ted Cruz, Trump, all of them, they know about this and they're pressuring Trump to pull out a Diddy list. And that is coming from Ted Cruz and Elon Musk. They want these boys, Jay-Z and Diddy. They want them. They want them bad. And they're going to do whatever they can to get these two behind bars. Okay. A lot of you guys think this is a game and nothing's going to happen to them. I guess you guys going to gag when they get life or when they get in jail for a long time. But you can't say that I did not warn you guys, because I've talked about this and you see so many news reports from Fox News, Law and Crime, Nancy Grace. I mean, the list goes on. And every day it's more news reports. It's not going to stop. It's not. So you better be informed or you're just going to be out the loop. All right. So we do have a little bit more to go, but what are your thoughts about this? I would like to know if you guys can put in the comment section. Would you guys like to talk more about Diddy and Jay-Z tomorrow? If I go live tomorrow, would you guys like to talk more about Jay-Z and Diddy? If so, press 3. If you have any other topics that you want me to cover, please put it now in the comment section so I can see now and I can prepare some notes. I really appreciate that. All right. And again, I thank everybody that's here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here. All right. So let's continue on. I think we got a little bit more.
Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, isn't named as a defendant in the lawsuit. However, the suit claims Roc Nation and Jay-Z are synonymous, given the mogul is the founder and chairman. The lawsuit acknowledges Busby's law firm filed the rape lawsuit against Jay-Z in New York federal court, and as a result, Jay-Z sued Busby's law firm in Los Angeles state court. But the suit claims while all of that legal back and forth was going on, Jay-Z's attorneys who represent himself and his Roc Nation denied in open court and in the press their involvement in the alleged scheme. He claims the defendants used him as a pawn. He alleges on behalf of Marcy Croft, 2 people attempted to contact him many times and went so far as to go to what they believe to be Maldonado's home. Instead, they went to his dad's house and allegedly identified themselves as federal officers. After realizing they were at the wrong home, they continued to contact Maldonado, and Maldonado claims they were pushy. Once they got in touch with him, he claims those individuals said they were with the state and they were putting together a lawsuit on behalf of Marcy Croft and the company she worked for. The suit alleges Croft said she would assign Maldonado's case to someone who could get him a lot of money. Instead, Maldonado contacted the Busby law firm, and now they're suing for solicitation and civil conspiracy. In a statement to the Houston Chronicle, Busby said, quote, "The conduct alleged by Mr. Maldonado is illegal and unethical. We know investigators have gone all over the United States illegally contacting our former clients to try to entice them with money to sue our firm. According to Mr. Maldonado, we now know who is behind this effort. We won't be intimidated nor deterred in our important work. I expect more lawsuits will follow as we continue to hear former clients report this egregious conduct," end quote. But Marcy Croft fired back against the allegations, saying the lawsuit reeks of desperation. She also told the Houston Chronicle, quote, "For over 25 years, I've dedicated my career to exposing and dismantling networks of fraud and manipulation. I didn't ask to be a part of this fight, but now that he's dragged me into it, he should know that I'm not someone who backs down. Mr. Busby should be worried. Truth and justice are on my side, and I have every intention of holding him accountable."
Justin Bieber cutting ties with Usher might just be the tip of the iceberg. And with law enforcement now digging deeper, it looks like this story is far from over. What do you think? Is justice finally catching up? Or is there more to this story than we know? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Sorry about that. I did not mean to yawn. I didn't mean to yawn. All right. Well, we're going to get on out of here. Just want to say thank you all for coming through, to comment, to share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next upload. Okay. And we're out.